Before we even get into the video, I wanted and I had to start it off saying thank you to everyone who was coming from Twitter, hitting the subscribe button, showing the channel much love and support. I just want to thank you guys. I want to say thank you to start off the video. Everyone who's been subscribing, during the draft, all that, man. I want to say welcome, y'all. Welcome to the channel, and I'm just here, just to make banger Giants videos for you guys, good Giants content. I had posted a tweet yesterday about the channel and just the support and the love that it got, man. It was amazing. It was freaking amazing. Other Giants content creators were talking about it, commenting to me and, just saying amazing things, man. And I just, saying amazing things right back to them, keeping up the grind and, I just want to say thank you on that end. Even the entertainer got a hold of the tweet and, said that he would want me on the channel soon and stuff like that, man. It's just that right there, man. It's a great thing, man. Those are the people that inspired me to start doing this. So before we really did get into the video, I had to start it off, just saying thank you to everyone from Twitter and all the support that y'all guys have given me lately, man. It's been great, man. So I had to really start the video off on that note. But in this video, we are talking about, and we're just wrapping up the Giants 2023 NFL Draft. We're going to go into all the picks, we're going to analyze them, and we're going to just give a brief, our brief thoughts on everything. I'm pretty sure I know how I feel about the first 3 picks already. So we're going to jump right into it, starting off with the Giants using their first round pick, trading up from pick 25 to pick 24 with the Jacksonville Jaguars to select Maryland cornerback Deontay Banks. And I'm going to tell you this right now, each and every day, I am starting to love this pick more and more because we're starting to see more reports come out about, why the Giants made that trade up. There was reports saying that other teams were looking to trade up to possibly take Deontay Banks, and, Joe Shane and company went and they traded up just one spot. Even though it is just one spot, they made sure that they got their guy. And I know some people aren't, happy that the Giants had to give up a 5th and a 7th to make the move happen. I don't care. If you're going and you're getting a guy that is worthy and you want your guy, go get him. Go get him. Don't wait for another team to possibly take him in front of you. We've seen it happen back in 2021 with Devontae Smith. So on the Giants end and this Deontay Banks pick, I'm really, each and every day I'm starting to love the pick more and more. I'm starting to watch, just more and more film on him. And he fits the Giants defense like a glove. He looks like a player that, just loves the game and just wants to win. Every time they ask him a question about what you want to do for the Giants this year, it's win. His goal is to win this year. And I just love that mentality out of Deontay Banks. You see him on the field. He plays with 100% effort. You look at how, just him as an athlete, he's just fast. You got the mobility. He's smooth out of his break. And, we're going to get into him, more in his own video. We're going to have our own videos for Deontay Banks. We're going to have Jalen Hyatt's video. We're going to have Schmitz video. But with Deontay Banks, I love this pick. I graded it an A the day after the selection. We're going to get more into him in his own video. But as of right now, Deontay Banks right now is an A pick. It was an A pick for the New York Giants at pick 24 in the first round. Second round, pick 57, the Giants went and got John Michael Schmitz, center out of Minnesota. And man, oh man, this is my favorite pick. It's my favorite pick. It is my favorite pick. I was banging on the table. I was like, please let JMS be on the board when the Giants go pick. And he was on the board. Surprisingly, shockingly to me, he was on the board. The Jets went Joe Tippin ahead of them. And Smith was there on the board, and the Giants made the right decision in taking him. I know some people was in love with these wide receivers. I know some people wanted, to trade up for wide receiver, and I was definitely down for that in the first round. But in that second round, man, JMS has started falling. I said, that's the guy we need. That is the guy that is going to really help this offensive line out. And he's a plug and play. He's a dominant run blocker. When you watch him and, you look at him in a running game, that is his forte. That is his bread and butter. And when you watch him, block guys in the run game, he's putting guys on their behind. He's putting guys on their ass. And, that's how you can change the mentality of an offense when you're talking about in the run game, putting guys on their, on their behind. You talk about him as a, puller. You can pull him. Even though he's not the greatest, I gotta say, mobile guy like a Joe Tippmann is, which is probably why the Jets went Joe Tippmann ahead of John Michael Schmitz. I'm looking at his strength. I'm looking at, you can reach block. He's a great reach blocker, and that changes your offense. That changes how you can use your offensive linemen when they are able to make those type of blocks. And I'm in love with this pick. This is an A+ pick for the New York Giants. Great value. He was a guy that was in play at pick 25, just like Deontay Banks, just like Jalen Hyatt, who we're about to get into. You get him at pick 57. You get him in the second round. It's amazing value. You also can just plug him in on your offensive line, and he is filling in a spot which has been a need for the Giants for a very, very long time, and that is his center position. So, John Michael Schmitz, I'm in love with the pick. Baby Brock Lesnar, I am just ecstatic that the Giants were able to get him in the second round. Let's go to the round 3, pick 73. The Giants traded up from pick 89 to get Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver out of Tennessee. Stud player. Was in play again at pick 25. The Giants get him in the third round at 73, and I think that is great value. I'm not going to come in here and act like I was banging on the table for Jalen Hyatt in the first round, because I wasn't. I was not in love with taking Jalen Hyatt in the first round, but when you look at what he does have, what he does possess, it's something that you got to take into account if you're a defense. And you getting a guy that was that productive. You're talking about a guy that just won the Fred Biletnikoff Award. Do you know the past other guys that have won that award ahead of him? You got Jordan Addison, Jamar Chase, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got Devontae Smith. The next guy would end up being Jalen Hyatt back in 2022. The production was off the charts. And I said this jokingly, but any wide receiver that smokes a cigar with Peyton freaking Manning after delivering the beast to Alabama is a wide receiver that could play for my New York Giants. And you can go back to that game, 207 yards, I want to say 6 receptions, 5 freaking touchdowns. Insane. He was insanely productive last year. And if you consider this one, negative part of his game is that he's not the best route runner. He's coming from an offense in Tennessee that is kind of unreal. You're not going to see that offense nowhere near the NFL, which is probably why some teams, shied away from him, because Cedric Tillman and Jalen Hyatt went back-to-back, which is kind of crazy, right? You got to look at that speed. You got to look at how he can take the top off of defense. You got to look at how he has that big playability no matter when he's on the field. And one other thing, Jalen Hyatt kind of said to himself is, you barely have able to see him actually be able to run routes. He hasn't gotten the chance to run routes, and we don't really know if he can actually do it or not, because at Tennessee, they weren't asking those guys to run every single route in the playbook. They weren't. They was not. So Jalen Hyatt, taking him with the 73rd overall selection in the draft, that's another A pick for me. The Giants knocked the first 3 picks out of the park with Deontay Banks in the first, John Michael Schmitz in the second, and Jalen Hyatt in the third. That's just my opinion. I know some people probably didn't like it that we traded up to get him. I think we threw a 4th round pick to get him. I don't care about that. I think the Giants made the right move. They're going up and they're getting a guy that can change your offense. He changes the way that defenses play the New York Giants. Last year, the Giants on the explosive scale was horrible. We didn't have no guys that defenses say, oh my goodness, we got to watch out for that guy in the receiving game. We didn't have nobody. No knock on Darius Slay, no knock on Isaiah Hodgins, but we're talking about Jalen Hyatt and that speed that he possesses. Defenses have to take account for that, and that is going to change the way that teams play the Giants this season. I really do like that pick for the Giants at pick 73. They go Jalen Hyatt. Love that pick. A pick for me. And then they didn't have a 4th round pick. They traded that pick for Jalen Hyatt. Round 5, pick 172. The Giants went running back Eric Gray out of Oklahoma. Again, underrated pick. This is a pick where he, a lot of people wanted other guys instead of him. But when you watch him play, you gotta love it. You gotta love the patience he plays with, the vision that he possesses on the field, the way that, again, he is cutting and making guys miss. He's always making that first guy miss. It consistently shows up when you watch him play. And yesterday in our video about him and Bryce Ford Wheaton, I made it seem like he wasn't fast at all. Now, that was a mistake on my part. He has speed. He can run. He's not slow at all. He just doesn't have, speed where he's taking 80-yard house calls. I will say that. He doesn't have a speed like a Saquon Barkley, but he is quicker than he is fast. He does have some speed on him. He can make a big play here and there. He averaged 6 yards per rush last year in his last year at Oklahoma. Eric Gray was another great pick by the New York Giants. I'm not going to give it an A. I'm not going to rate it on the same scale as the Jalen Hyatt pick. I will give that pick a solid B+. I really would give that, a solid B+. I like him as the RB2, a guy that can spell Saquon Barkley. Again, a guy, if Saquon Barkley can't, suit up that week and we got to throw in Eric Gray out there, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I love the way he runs the ball, patient, letting the blocks develop, and then he's making his move. I really do like that pick by the New York Giants. They went Eric Gray in the 5th round with pick 172. And in the 6th round, pick 209. Shout out to Old Dominion University. It's like literally right down the street from me, not too far away from the crib. Trey Hawkins III, cornerback out of Old Dominion. Athlete. You look at his raw athletic score, I'm pretty sure that's what the Giants are really looking at when they made the selection. Played a lot of off man there, and I think he's a great developed guy. He fits in as, just a depth piece on the, in the cornerback room, in the secondary room. You can never have enough, guys in that back end of the defense. You can never have enough. We learned that last year when this injury started to come up. Athlete, fast guy. He does, need, he's going to need to get coached up on certain things. He is, his awareness isn't the best. You know what I'm saying? His, I can say his play quickness, being able to break on the ball isn't the best. And just, again, this is the 6th round. We're not looking at guys who can go out there and start automatically in the 6th round. But I do like the Giants taking a guy where he can offer something on special teams. He does deliver a good hit. He does deliver a pretty good hit. So, again, this is the 6th round. I think this is more of an upside pick, more of a developmental guy in the 6th round. He is a great athlete. His raw athletic score was through the roof. When you look at it, I would give this, pick a solid B. I would give it a solid B. Again, you're adding on, more depth in the cornerback room, and he's an athlete. He's a fast guy. He's a guy that you can move around, and I think he would be a guy that adds some, something to the team on special teams. Can't go wrong with that. But let's go into the next pick. Round 7, pick 243. The Giants went Jordan Riley, defensive tackle out of Oregon. Nose tackle. He's a big guy. Stands at 6'5", 320. He's a big boy. Going to be a guy that you fit in as, a run stopper. Doesn't really give you much in, the pass rush department. But if you're looking at the Giants, you're looking at how they really wanted to overhaul that defensive line. They really wanted to make a weakness of last year, which was the run defense. They want to make that a strength. And they're adding more depth, after the A'Shawn Robinson signing, after the Rakeem Nunez-Noches signing. They're still going out and looking at guys even in the later rounds. And that is where Jordan Riley is going to, if he does make the team, that is where his impact is going to be. And that is as, a run-stopping nose tackle, which he was pretty decent at last year. Or in his college career at Oregon. I think he did transfer from Nebraska to Oregon. But his calling card is stopping the run. Big guy. Not going to give you much as, a pass rusher. But we're in the 7th round. We're looking for guys that we can add and develop at positions of need. And, we're adding more depth on the defensive line. So I'll give that pick a solid B again. We're in the 7th round. We're not going to find those starting caliber guys in the 7th round. But I'm not too mad about that pick there. But with our next 7th round pick and our last pick in this draft, pick 254, Jervarius Owens, safety out of Houston. The build is there. One thing we can say is he does have an NFL player size build. He can play in the league with that size. And he is also a guy that communicates in zone coverage, passing on guys, kind of like Deontay Banks. Can't wait to get into Deontay Banks' zone coverage ability in his own video. That's something that I think is very underrated about Deontay Banks. Special teams, again, I think that is where we're going to find him. Again, this is also taking a guy where the Giants don't have, after Julian Love is, a Seattle Seahawk, we don't have a guy that is, a bona fide starter next to Xavier McKinney. You're adding a guy that can go in there and battle out for a spot on the roster. You got a guy here that could also add some special teams versatility, the way that he plays hard, hitting guys, straight line speed, and just delivering hits. He's a willing tackler, not the best tackler. His tackling numbers were kind of insanely bad last year, right? But I just like the way that the Giants are looking at the guys that can add something on special teams, and they're also getting guys that are at positions where they need depth in the secondary, defensive line. So if I had to grade this whole draft class, I would give it an A. The Giants hit this draft class out of the park, mostly off of those first, 3 picks with Jalen Hyatt, John Michael Schmitz, and Deontay Banks in the 1st round. What else can I say? The Giants literally set their draft in a great spot after day 2 with those 2 picks they made on day 2 and the big pick with Deontay Banks on day 1 in the 1st round. But leave your comments down below, your thoughts. What would you grade this New York Giants draft class. In my opinion, the Joe Shane and the Giants just added some great talent to this roster at great value. So I gave it an A. Again, leave your comments, leave your grades down below. What's your favorite pick? You know what I'm saying? What pick that you really think is going to really change the Giants on the offense or defense? Let me know down below in the comment section. Let's talk about it. But if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe button. Deontay Banks is going to have his own video this week. Schmitz is going to have his own video this week. And Jalen Hyatt is also going to have his own video this week. So you're going to want to stick around for that by hitting that subscribe button. Make sure the post notifications are on. But that is really it. Until next time, it's been your boy J Dimes. Thank you for watching, and we are out. Go Giants. Peace.